All right, if you want more leads, sales, and clients, you're gonna need a landing page. Maybe not on day one, but if you wanna consistently grow without living in the DMs and relying on word of mouth referrals, a landing page is a non-negotiable. Now, since 2019, I've built over 450 of them, and currently today on my business, I spend over $1,000 a day sending traffic to them to test what actually works. And after all that testing and time, I found time and time again, there are just five simple steps that separate pages that convert from pages that just totally flop. All right. So if you watch this video all the way until the end, I'll teach you guys a very clear and simple way, all right, to show you how to make a landing page that you can build today, even if you suck at tech or design. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in. All right, so before I actually show you my screen when I've got pulled up over here, I want to show you how to build a landing page in the main sections. We got to first talk about why it even matters, okay? Because when you're first getting started, you've got your Instagram bio, you're posting content, you're doing DMs, and those are all great tools. They work, but if you want more predictability and you want to grow past the grind of posting on social media and just DMing and messaging all day, you're going to eventually need a system that brings you in leads every day. And that's what a landing page does. Okay, it captures attention, shows your offer, shows an offer, could be a lead magnet or more information about your service. It positions you as the expert, right? There's a lot of social proof, there's trust on there. And if you use the right language on there, it will pre-qualify people to where they come in having saying, yes, this is me, before you ever talk to them. So instead, probably a lot of you guys now are just like filtering out, asking a bunch of questions in the DMs, seeing if they're a good fit, then inviting them to a call. The landing page will disqualify and qualify people if you set it up the right way. And the best part about this is you don't need to be in the DMs or hire someone to do this. This will work for you 24/7, whether you're working, on vacation, or just offline completely. Okay, I use mine to generate hundreds of leads a week and book dozens of calls. We get about 50 to 100 opt-ins on these landing pages every single day, and I don't have to send a single cold DM to get to talk to anybody, right? They just come in, they see the offer, they're interested, and they opt in, okay? I do this all without having to chase people online. So a landing page is not a fancy website. It's one of the best tools you can actually have to scale your business with predictability. And if you've never built one before, you might be wondering, what does it actually look like? So real quick, I'm gonna pull mine up on the screen over here and just show it to you. All right, so here's a simple landing page. We're gonna dissect this further. Okay, this is one of the ones I'm currently running. And this is just for a free ads mini course, all right? This is very top of funnel that tells people a little bit more about what I do. They can opt in. And a landing page by itself is just a simple one-page website, right? It's super simple. This has actually got 3 folds in it. Fold 1 is just this section here. Fold 2 is this section here. And fold 3 is this one here. I'm gonna break this down and I'm gonna give you guys a very simple 2-fold one, okay? Like you could legit make this in Canva. You could make it in Go High Level, ClickFunnels, whatever you want. Honestly, Canva is the easiest one to start with, and you only need really 2 folds to get started, right? I've got some clients who have 1, which is just like this main section, all right? Now, notice with this, there's no distractions. There's no menus. There's no way for them to click. The only thing we're trying to do when we send traffic to a landing page is get somebody to opt in, yes or no, right? That's it. All we're trying to do is just say, hey guys, do you want this, yes or no, right? And we want like 25-ish% of the people who come to this website to say, yes, I want this. Now you have their information. You can book a call with them. You can reach out to them. You can send them emails and you can nurture that relationship to one day they'll just buy from you, right? There's no distractions on this page. All it's serving to do is collect information, all right? All the information that we typically collect is name, phone number, email, and then we might ask some qualifiers, which I'll talk about later on in this video. All right, so now that I showed you guys an example of what one of my landing pages looks like, let's break this down. All right, we're gonna break one down. We're gonna make this from scratch. I will reference mine again. I'm gonna do this all on my iPad, all right? So we're gonna break this thing down step by step, the 5-part framework, so you guys know exactly how to build one, so you can get more leads, make more sales, and grow your business. All right, let's jump in. Okay, so here is a sample empty page, all right? When we have clients who come and work with us, we'll give them this, right? And then once this is done, we'll send it off to an editor or we'll connect them to an editor, a graphic designer who then can make this thing look pretty, kind of like mine. I'd say mine's actually very simple. It's like a white background, black text. That's all you really need. But if you want it to brand it, whether that's like, adding colors over here in the background, if you want this to be more of your brand font, right? So that it's not just like Arial or whatever this font is, you can do all that. It's really simple. But the biggest thing that I want to stress on in this or hit on in this entire video is that the design doesn't matter as much as the content. When I say content, what I really mean is the words. Okay, the words. And If you guys are new to marketing, we call words in marketing copy, okay? Copy, all right? So the copy is what's going to help you qualify people, qualify/disqualify. I'm gonna put DQ. And this is the most important thing is like this landing page that you have set up. If there's anything you take in this video before I even go through the 5 steps is your landing page should disqualify people, okay? And if it doesn't, and you let everyone in through the gate here, you're not gonna grow your business because most of you guys have like one avatar that you serve, right? And if we're not specific in this landing page towards that demographic, you're gonna lose money. The whole goal is to get leads that will book calls, right? That will book calls, and then eventually will buy. Right? We want leads that will buy. That's all I care about. I don't care about just, the vanity. That's kind of like you caring about social media and wanting to get a bunch of followers, even if the followers don't buy. To me, there's no point in that, right? I'd rather have like 1,000 followers, right? And still do 100K a month, right? Or something like that versus like have 100,000 followers and make $1,000 a month. That's not fun, right? This is fun, right? Less headache. That's what you want. We want to do the same exact thing with this landing page. All right. So that actually leads me to the first point. Okay. So step 1 of a high converting landing page is this top section right here. Okay. It's the first thing that someone sees. It's called the eyebrow. Hopefully that's one word. Maybe 2. And I am a doctor of physical therapy, but without ChatGPT and AI, I can't spell anything, okay? So this is the eyebrow section. This right here, this is the call out, okay? The eyebrow is your call out, okay? Just like in an ad, right? If you guys watch any of my videos, I talk about this a lot in detail. It's like when you have an ad, that ad should call out your ideal avatar in the first like 3 to 5 seconds. And it should only call them out, right? So it's like if you see an ad, the job of an ad, just like the job of a landing page right here is I want 99% of the people who see the ad, maybe not the landing page, hopefully more people are clicking here who are good, but let's say the ad. I want this to 99% to not click it. And I want 1% of the people to see it to click it, okay? And that just means like, I want this thing to be as specific as possible so it brings in the best quality leads. The more language you use that only appeals to your ideal avatar, the more leads you'll get who are high quality. Okay, so this call out here, brand new training, right? This is for a lead magnet campaign. This would be a brand new training for, insert demographic reveals how to do this thing without this. Okay, so who is your avatar? Call them out immediately. Okay, so mine, I help online coaches. So mine just says, brand new training for online coaches, reveals, right? It's not brand new training for business owners, brand new training for entrepreneurs, brand new training for agency owners. It's online coaches. That's who we serve primarily. We do have a couple agency clients, but that's not our primary demographic that we're advertising to, right? So this is the most important thing because the rest of the page, the person needs to be like, yes, this is for me or not. Okay. So section number 1, the most important section, honestly, is this call out. Who's it for? The second thing that you're going to want on a landing page is a simple promise. Okay, this is called a promise statement. And your promise statement is what is it that they're going to get if they give you their information. Okay, there's typically 2 routes to go to this. One route is more of like this free training, right? So free training. This is more of like a indirect lead. Okay, call them indirect leads because we're giving them away something free. And we're kind of just trying to disguise the sales process, right? We're giving something away for free in hope that a certain percentage, like 5 to 10% of those people will end up booking calls with us. This is an indirect and it works very well for less sophisticated buyers. So if you have a B2C coaching offer, that would be like health and fitness, dating relationships, gut health, like personal finances, stuff like that, investing. These work extremely well. Now for B2B, if you are helping people grow their business, make more money, you typically can lead with a more direct lead, right? A direct lead would be, instead of a free training, this would be like how we can help you add 20 clients a month, how we can help you improve your profitability by 20% or whatever the thing is, right? So that's a little bit more direct because the business owners are a little bit more sophisticated and they also don't need as much education unless they're beginners. Like we serve a lot of beginner business owners who are under 20K a month. So this indirect lead angle or approach can still work well for them. But if I was trying to work with, let's say business owners who are already at 7 figures, they're probably not going to want to honestly opt into my mini course, right? Which is like 6 hours of content. They're going to want, here's how I can help you go from here to here, cut the fluff. I don't want to opt in because I know how the whole funnel works, right? They have a lot more sophistication because they probably have funnels of their own, right? So you're just going to know first off, again, like I'm sharing both of those things because you've got to know like, who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? And we need to build a funnel around this. right? Are you talking to a sophisticated buyer? Are you talking to somebody who really values their time? Do they know this is an opt-in form or not, right? Regardless, even if it's not an opt-in form, you're still going to have a pop-up, and we'll cover that in a second. I'm kind of jumping ahead a little bit, but you're still going to have that, but it's going to be a more direct, learn more about my offer, or even start the application now, right? You're going to have something like that before they see a calendar typically. But yeah, getting a little ahead of myself here. All right, just getting excited. Okay. So section 1, again, is the eyebrow and the call out. Section 2 is the promise, which is telling people what it is they get if they opt in. Okay. Now, section 3, let me again clean this bad boy up a little bit, because I don't know if you guys saw the last video that I made, but there was green all over it. So I'm just going to clean this up a little bit so you guys can just see it a little cleaner. Okay. Okay. So section 3 on a landing page is essentially just like I'm just going to put the resource. All right. So we're going to have a resource. There's 3 ways that you can use for this. One could be a GIF, one could be an image, and one could be a video. Okay. Now, if you see the one I've got over here as a reference, this one is a GIF. All right. A GIF, you can make it in Canva. It's super simple. So typically this is a free training. You just upload your free training to Canva, right? And then you turn it into a GIF. So you export it as a GIF. And this is like, anywhere from 3 to 5 seconds, right? And if you can find a good part in the video that is engaging, that'll work really well. All right. So mine has it's actually the intro slide, but I've actually seen some that are better when I have a process map pulled up, or let's say this was a funnel, in the video, there was a funnel, and I'm over here as a bubble. I'm talking about the funnel, or I'm talking about a system. So another one could be system, where it's do this, and you can kind of see it on the screen. And you're like, ooh, what is that, right? We want that GIF to essentially, create some sort of curiosity. Now, the pros of a GIF is it looks like a video. And again, the unsophisticated buyer is going to click on the video, right? They're going to click on this play button because they think it's a video. And when they do, boom, the pop-up, which is down here, will pop up immediately, where they can then capture their information. Now, that's again more unsophisticated buyers. It's definitely still worth a shot, right? The cons of this is that the GIF has a longer load time, right? Load time. And if you're sending a bunch of traffic and you're trying to optimize for page loads, which some people don't realize, if your page loads longer than 5 seconds, right? That's actually pretty long. Then you're going to lose people. And inside your ads manager, you can actually check this. You can see if you're running ads, how many people will click and how many people actually hit the page. All right. So that would be, you would look at unique link clicks, right? Or unique outbound clicks, same thing, unique link clicks. Okay. And then you would compare that to landing page views. Okay. If this number is way off, then more than likely you've got a load time issue. So if that's the case, I'm going to scrap the GIF, right? And I'm going to put an image on there, because images will load faster than GIFs, right? Which will lead us to the next thing, an image. So if this works really well, if it is like a mini course, right? Or if it's it could be a training, and it could be just a still image of the training, or even like a mock-up, right? So if you guys saw, I have a mock-up on this one here, and I've tested different ones. I honestly think this thing is pretty ugly, to be honest. But every time I put something else up there, this one still wins. So that is the one that it's up there, even if it's ugly, and I think it's ugly too, okay? But that is a super easy to load. There's not a lot of colors on it, right? And even the page design overall, side tangent, I use white background, black text. Again, the page load speed is way faster than if I had a blue or red or something like that. Like, it's a lot faster when the simpler of a page you have. Okay. So again, this one's a template we'll give to people, super fast load time. Okay. All right. So you can do an image, it's a mock-up. And then a third one you could do is video. Now, this is important. Okay. You only want to put a video if it needs to be there. All right. I don't want to put a video on a free course page, right? Like, think about this. This offer is a free course. This is mine, right? It's valued at $1,000, right? Because there's a lot of information in there. Some of my best like SOPs and stuff for people on when they're running ads and how to create them. It's all in here. Like, I've had people go through this course and make $50,000 just a month, like just from the content in here, right? I've had that, like, multiple people send me testimonials from this course, not from my actual paid course, but from my free one. They're like, hey, dude, I ended up not buying it. Your program, I didn't need it because everything in there was so good. So can I still film you a testimonial? Like, yeah, dude, sure. But what I'm saying here is that this doesn't need a video. The reason this doesn't need a video is because the offer is so good. You're getting $1,000 course for free today, right? Valued at $1,000. It's not $1,000, but it's valued at $1,000, right? And they're like, wow, that's awesome. So because the offer is so good, I don't need a video. All right. Now, here's the thing. If you're running a landing page to an offer that is paid, okay, this is a paid offer, right? Then this makes sense, right? Because you need to do more selling because the offer itself that you've got in here requires more selling. It costs money. This thing is a no-brainer offer. Hey, there's this free thing that you're going to get that's got $1,000 of value in it. Okay, I'm going to give you my phone number, email is free. Hey, what if this landing page was selling this same course for, let's say it was $50, right? 50 to $100. You better believe that I'm going to put a video here because if someone's going to be parting ways with 50 to $100, they're going to want to know, what am I getting? And I want to make sure that what I'm getting is worth it. So if you're selling something that costs money, put a video there, right? Same thing if this was like, let's say that this wasn't a course and this was like your paid offer, right? Again, this is that when I talked about direct versus indirect leads, if this was selling, here's how we can add X amount to your business. Here's how we can do this for you. It's that direct offer lead. Then the resource, again, I'm going to put paid or direct. If it's a direct lead, you got to tell me what I'm going to get with your service because this is the sales asset, right? So that's the thing, right? So if it's paid or if it's a direct lead talking about your service and they're opting in to learn about your service, you want a video, okay? If it's a really solid offer, you can get away with a GIF and image because the offer is good enough to where it doesn't need more selling, okay? Just think about it. Like if I have to oversell you to watch something for free or oversell you on my lead magnet that's free, that actually sounds kind of weird. Like, why are you selling it so hard? Are you just trying to get me in this so you can pitch me, right? Like as a consumer, you kind of have to ask yourself that, right? Same thing for like, if I come back and even look at the ad, all right? So like if an ad is to a free thing, oftentimes the little single image ad, not even a video ad, but like it doesn't even be that long. If you make a 3-minute video ad that goes to a landing page that's also got a 2 or 3 minute video in there, that's all selling something for free, your free masterclass or free training, it seems suspicious versus, hey, here's this awesome offer. Go take me up on it. You know what I mean? So the point I'm trying to nail home here is that the more expensive the thing is that you're promoting, the longer the video and ads need to be, okay? If it's an irresistible offer, just show them the offer, okay? I've done some of those very simple Twitter style ads. I might even have some on here actually. And those things have done extremely well. Yeah, okay. These ones over here, right? Because the offer is so good, and this is me from another time, right? But it's just that mini course, right? It's like, hey, this is the mini course that's valued at $1,000. This is all I need to sell something for that mini course. If I have a 5-minute video selling my mini course and it's a free mini course and it's valued at $1,000, it just looks weird. Does that make sense? You don't have to have this long, drawn out video production, ad. All right, getting off tangent. Let me come back, okay? So far, the 3 things we talked about, we've got the eyebrow, right, which is the call out. We've got the promise statement. We've got the resource. So those are the top 3 things that you're going to want on your landing page. Okay. Section number 4. Okay. This is going to be the entire section here. This is again called a fold. All right. So a fold means when I scroll, right? What do I see in that scroll? So in this scroll on this website, this is exactly what I see. So this is a fold. This is a first fold. First fold is when I load the screen on my desktop, what do I see? Right. So I see typically the eyebrow, the headline, I see the resource, and I see the call to action button. All right, that's what I should see on every single person's funnel. You should see this on mobile and desktop. If you don't do that, you're going to waste money. I've seen so many people who will optimize it for desktop. Then you look at it on mobile and it looks atrocious. It's like you just see this massive headline and the video looks like this. And you're like, bro, how in the heck are you going to get leads? So you want to make sure that all of this can be seen immediately upon scrolling, okay? Or upon the page loading, right? So fold 2, the 4th thing that you're going to want in your landing page is you're going to want some information, some things, some bullets. Essentially, we call these bullets on what's included. Okay, bullets. Now, these I just put 5 bullets. All right, so I think 5 is the sweet spot. So we're just going to put 5 bullets on what is included. All right, here's what you're going to learn in this training. Okay, this is an old one, probably from at least 2 years ago that I had, and I just use it as a template. And this is the resource that we give our clients. Again, they would fill this out. we'd send it to a graphic designer, make this look better, right? In this bullet section here, we've got a little bit of just like credibility, right? This is who you are. If you have any credentials, this is what you do. And then you have these 5 bullets. Here's what you're going to learn in this training, okay? And these are going to be typically why and how, right? Why, how, etc. But the thing is that I want you to notice with these, especially for opting in, we want all of these bullets, all right, these bullets to create what's called curiosity. Curiosity, okay? We're not telling them exactly what it is, okay? Not telling the what or really the how, okay? It's kind of just like, it's piquing my curiosity. So notice this here, okay? Secret number 1, as an example, why most online coaches get stuck under 10K a month and how to make that your new floor each month. So this is a benefit, okay? These bullets are curiosity driven and they are benefits, okay? Benefits are like what someone's gonna get. Well, features are what they would get. Benefit is how it's gonna help them, like it's how it's gonna help them, right? So like a feature would be like, you're gonna get my paid ad templates. You're gonna get my exact script to do blank. The benefit is so that you can blank. For this one, it'd be so that you can make $10,000 in a new floor each month. That's what they really want. I'm kind of not really telling them what the feature is. Okay, I'm kind of holding that feature away in some of these to create curiosity. So they're almost featureless in a way. Okay, that works for some of them. Again, like in these ones, I'm pretty sure I do. Actually, no, I don't even get features in this one. Yeah, those are all benefits. So yeah, and on my actual landing page that I'll share with you guys towards the end of this, like we kind of already went over it, but I'll bring it up again. That one does have features in it, but it's in a separate sections. Okay. And that's honestly a bonus section. All right. Like you don't need to put the features in there, especially if it's a training. Okay. All right. So that's secret 1. Secret 2 is the most powerful platform and strategy to get 5 to 10 clients a month without paid ads. So I'm a huge paid ads person now. Again, this is an older training, but as you can see here, the most powerful platform. Immediately my thought is, well, what is it? Well, you're not going to know unless you click this button and opt in. Right. Number 3, how to focus your time and energy to grow your business in less time. Interesting. I want to know more about efficiency. That's like kind of one of my core values, or one of my traits is organization and optimization. So I put that in there because that's also something I think that makes me unique from other people. Right. Step 4, how to supercharge your organic content to reach new audiences in 30 days. Okay. So again, interesting. Curious. I'm curious. What does that look like? How to automate your business to create predictable growth and let the business work for you. Okay, benefit again of what people want. I'm not telling them how it's going to work. I'm not even telling them the what. All right, I'm just telling them the what it's going to feel like. Again, more benefit driven. That's designed to spur up curiosity so that they opt in and get that information. So if there's anything from this, especially if you're doing a lead magnet, so again, more of this like indirect lead. The whole goal. Okay, I'm telling you right now, marketing equals curiosity, okay? So the best marketing plays on things like new. Okay, what is this new thing that I don't already know about? That piques curiosity. What is this faster way of doing things that not a lot of people are doing, right? People like that too, or this unique, weird way, right? So anytime we can pique this curiosity, we'll drive more interest, which then will get more people to be curious. And if they're curious, they're more likely to fill out these forms to learn what is the way, right? That's what we want to create. Okay. So that's step number 4 are these bullets. All right. Now, before I get to step 5, there is a bonus step, or, sometimes you can put it in here. It's going to matter more for these like direct leads. And that's going to be a case study section, right? So again, here's mine. We'll go over mine in just a second. But often underneath this, if you are going to be advertising your services, you're probably going to have like some case study videos. It could be I know some people who have like massive walls of these, right? We have a massive wall on our homepage, or like on our website, but I actually don't think, like looking at it, I've tested, videos with or without. I actually like having these be like your best ones. Okay. Your best ones that people are likely to actually watch. If you put like 1,000 on there, anybody, if you're like me, I just like scroll through. I'm like, okay, cool. Right. So like if I was to redo mine and I had a landing page that did this, I would pick probably 4 to 6, maybe 7 or 8 like this of my best ones that are right there. And then I might throw in some, like, I have a bunch of trophy photos. So I might throw in another like 5 to 10 trophy photos that are kind of all collaged together. But I want it to be professional. I don't want it to have that like cheesy internet marketer vibe to it. You know what I mean? So I would really honestly put like 4 to 8 of your best videos that are like client interviews of your best clients that you want to work with more. And then if you want to have like another, like, CTA button, and then underneath that, you might have some photos. But I think my goal here, and those photos could be like, you could have multiple on a row, is just to keep this thing like clean, right? Clean and professional, right? That's really what we want, right? Not like my handwriting. My handwriting is not clean, professional at all. That's not good. Okay, so step 5, the fifth thing that you're going to need on a landing page to make this thing really convert well is your opt-in form. Okay. I mean, this is the whole purpose of the landing page, is to capture their information. Okay. So here's mine. And when you're getting started, you'll notice that mine has name, phone number, email, and then it has 2 qualifying questions. So 2 questions. I'm going to give you guys a little secret or like a little strategy at the end. So stick around for that. But what I want to show you is when you first get started with these opt-in forms, you're probably just going to want to collect, these main 3. Some people will just do phone number or email. They may not do both. I personally think that if you do phone number and email, you'll get a higher quality lead. Now for us, we book a lot of our calls via SMS, okay? We book a lot of our calls via SMS. And the people who opt into email, they have a very long nurture sequence, and then they also will get sent our YouTube, right? So this video right now, you might have came in from this exact funnel, and now you're being indoctrinated and nurtured with our YouTube. So we do the SMS because these book calls today, right? So these are like fast, book a call. And then the email goes to YouTube, which is more of a longer term play. We have people who come back 6 months after opting in that buy with us. And it's because we did a lot of really good nurture content over a long period of time to build that trust. Okay. So when you're starting, you're probably just going to do name, phone number, email. Then later on, as you grow and you start to scale with ads and stuff like that, this is what becomes really powerful because people don't do this a lot. They just say, hey, here's name, phone number, email. But if you can start to qualify people better in your forms, you can start to train the Facebook pixel, the algorithm, to find you more people that fill these things out the way that you want them filled out. All right. And I'm going to share this with you in a second. This might blow your mind, is essentially based off what people select in here. I can then send them to a page like this, right? So this would be I'm going to put my qualified page, and then I can have a second page it could be the same page. We actually just send the people who are not qualified straight to a school group. Okay. Because that's actually where the mini course is housed. And this is DQ. Okay. And the pixel, right? So I use Facebook pixels. You can watch more of my trainings on this stuff if you like through my channel. I talk about it a lot, but this is not pixeled. There's no pixel on this page. Okay. The qualified ones where it has my offer, right? This has my offer, and then it has the opportunity to apply, right? This is pixeled. Okay. This is pixeled. So when someone hits this page, this goes back to Facebook, right? And you could do the same thing for YouTube or Google/YouTube, right? This goes back to Facebook and says, this was a lead. And then what we can do is we can start to train Facebook to find more people that hit this page, right? And if they hit this page, the only way they're hitting it is by filling this form out the right way. So I love this because a lot of times when people start running ads, they might try to optimize for a booked call or an application. And if you're getting started, right? Let's just kind of do some quick math over here. If you're getting started, it might cost you $100 to $300, right? To get application. Okay. Well, if you're only spending, $20 to $50 a day, or honestly, even $20 to $100 a day, right? On ads, which is a great place to get started. It's like $1,000 to $3,000 a month, right? Great starting spot. Well, Facebook wants you to get 50 plus conversions a week. All right. That's what allows the pixel to be trained. But the problem is that if your cost per call is $100 and you're spending even $100 a day, right? Well, you're only going to get 7 conversions a week, right? 7 days at $100 cost per call. You're going to get 7 a week, not 50. So you're not going to be able to train the pixel very well because you don't have the volume. So a lot of times when we're working with people, we don't have them optimized for application right off the bat. Now, if they're spending $1,000 a day plus, you should definitely do it. Or if your application cost is like, 30 to $50, then for sure do it. Even if it's not at 50 conversions a week, if you're in that like 20 plus range, you could probably get away with it. But if you're not, you're just going to burn your money, because you've got to understand Facebook is a machine learning algorithm, right? So like it feeds off of the inputs you give it. All right. There was a time where I did do this. I actually, this happened a couple weeks ago, is I restricted the pixel too much. Mine actually said on this question, it was like, how much revenue? It was a revenue question, and it was like 0 to 2,500, 2,500 to 5K, and 5K to 25K, and then one was 25K plus. And I think I was trying to optimize just for these people here and exclude all of these people. And I wasn't getting enough volume with this form. So what happened was, because I wasn't feeding the pixel with enough data, my cost per lead went up, right? So my lead cost went up, my call cost went up, and my ROAS, which is the most important thing, went down. So I actually was like, oh shoot. And then upon looking at the applications, we realized, actually a lot of our clients are actually in this stage, and they may have a coaching business that's not online, and they're doing like 10K a month, right? Or they're doing 5 to 10K in their day job, but in their online job, maybe they only have a couple clients. And we were missing a huge chunk of people because of that. So I simplified this and went back to, can you invest at least $30 a day in your business to grow, right? With ads, which is at 1K a month. And that allowed me to get enough pixel fires. So not everybody can invest $1,000 a month, but for those that can, we also have some downsells for them. So I changed it back to this. And then when I changed it back to this, all of this went back down. So my lead cost went down. Okay. My call cost went down, and then my ROAS went up. And the reason that this happened was because I starved my pixel, right? So again, the optimization of it really does matter. I mean, honestly, if Facebook says, hey, I want 50 conversions a week, give Facebook what it wants. Don't try to outsmart Facebook. Okay. Now we're going to get more into ad stuff, but I want to share this because this is so important, that this form can make or break your funnel, because if you do it the smart way, you just send the data back of what you want. All right. I'm going to show you guys a little sneak peek of the inside of my Go High Level that allows me to do this, because honestly, this is a game changer. If you're having a hard time with lead quality, this can help, one. And the other thing that can help, let me just kind of quickly go through my funnel here. Other thing that can help with this is you can start to use disqualifying language in your on your page. I didn't mention that as a step. It's another bonus step here, is you can start to disqualify people in the page, right? You should be disqualifying, like we talked about in step 1, in the eyebrow, right? So hopefully people who are not this do not opt in. They still do. That happens, right? You can put this up right here, right? I used to, before I had this form, it was just name, phone number, email. I used to actually have it on the form, and the form would have like right above the submit button. All right, let's just say this is a form, right? We've got our lines, bloom, 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 bloom. Those are all opt-ins. I would put at the top here, do not complete, or at Christmas colors, if you have less than 10 clients, right? Looks a lot prettier than that. But essentially that's what I'd put, like, do not complete if you have less than 10 clients. And then it says like, focus on organic. That's what it said in the form, because my offer and what they're opting in for, especially in this time, they're opting in for a guide that teaches them how to run ads. So I don't want them to fill this thing out if they can't invest in ads. So I have that here. I used to have it here before I added this tree here, which I'll show you in a second. So again, the goal here is with these pages, call out only the people who want what you have. Like even this, 10 to 20 clients a month is a big number. That's somebody who wants to scale. Somebody who wants 5 clients a month, or even 1 or 2 clients a month. Don't opt into this course. That's a big outcome, right? That's kind of like if you were doing weight loss, my weight loss method for people who want to lose 40 plus pounds. If you're 200 pounds, you want to go from 205 or 200 to 180, you're probably not going to opt in, because that's a big transformation that doesn't apply to you. So make sure, again, if you take anything from this, the copy and what you say in the content or on the page in the ad matters more than anything. Okay. If you're getting crappy leads, it's your fault. It's not Facebook's fault. It's your fault, because either one, you're sending shitty data back, excuse my French, shitty data back to the pixel, or 2, you're not doing a good job on your form and on your ads of calling out the right people. But honestly, that matters more than the form. Okay. The form, if the messaging on the front end sends crappy people to the page, you're probably going to get a lot of form fill submissions, but you're going to get more disqualified than qualified, which is honestly just as big of a problem because sure, Facebook's going to do its best to put this in front of the right people. But again, like it all comes down to the messaging on the front end that matters more. All right. And I'm giving you guys some good stuff. All right. So let me now transition over. I want to transition over to my computer and I want to show you guys how I have the back end of my Go High Level set up to allow this pixel stuff to fire so you can set it up too in your business. All right. So I've got mine set up right now. This is the full funnel page. The only thing I didn't mention and you couldn't see in that one image that I wanted to share with you guys here is I do have a features section, right? Like I showed you, it's kind of an optional section. You don't need it, but here's like the features. This is because they're getting a mini course that does have more things where the page you saw just had, the benefit lists. But I wanted to share this because if you are selling a course or if it is a done for you offer, done with you offer, like it is your offer, I would include a section in there that does cover what's going to be actually inside it. All right. So that's all I want to show you there. Now, let me show you two different things. Okay. So this is the form. Again, I use Go High Level. It's what our clients use too. And how this is structured here is inside of Go High Level, you can use conditional logic. All right. And on side of here, this is where, again, if they say that they can invest in ads is yes, and they are a health and fitness coach, I want to take them to my pixeled page. Okay. Next one. This is just the two questions I've got, right? Question one, let me just show this to you really quick so you guys can see it. This allows them to see what type of coach they are. We've got health and fitness, business marketing, life and relationships, and other. So the only one that we exclude right now, and this is just from a quality issue, is we'll exclude life and relationships. We do have a fair number of those clients, but we have to vet them a little bit better. And a lot of times when we get life coaches who come in and don't have any clients, they're actually harder for us to work with. If you are a life coach right now and you do have clients and you are investing in ads, we can help, but it's more of the beginners. We've found that Facebook tends to put this in front of beginners, life coaches, and it gives us bad pixel data. So that's why I have this one up. But all these, like if someone's health or fitness, business or marketing or other, it'll still fire. Okay. And then can you invest in ads? Yes or no. As long as you can invest in ads and you're not a life and relationship coach, you will see the pixel page. Okay. If you put no, I don't care what you put in this section, you are not going to see my pixeled page. You're going to go straight to the school group. Okay. Now to set this up, here's what it looks like in the form. I just set one up for each of the conditions. Sometimes when I try to combine conditions inside of Go High Level, it gives me an error. I don't know why. So I just have them all as individual forms. So if they say they can invest in ads, yes, 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 then they see it. If they cannot invest in ads, I don't care what the other condition is, they're going to the school group. Okay. If they say they can invest in ads and they are life relationship, they're also going to school group. Okay. So that's how that's set up. And on the page they hit, there's a pixel on that page that fires and says, this is a lead. Okay. Really cool. And what I'll do too, because I also use API conversions as well and on my ads, not just pixels, because a pixel essentially from a high level standpoint is just a cookie. It's placed in the browser. So when somebody hits that page, it gets sent back to Facebook. But as you guys know, Apple privacy, online privacy is getting stricter and stricter. So that's not enough anymore. You actually want to have API conversion too. And essentially what this is Go High Level is taking in that data, like it tracks the click ID and then it sends it back to Facebook and says, hey, we collected this data. We want you to match it to the pixel data so we can have better, more accurate tracking. Okay. So for this one, if they fill out this form, I have them added to a custom audience inside Go High Level, which is my email list. I have them added to a 30-day leads list as well, because we do some retargeting. And then I have this condition set up to where if they can invest in ads, then the event will fire. Okay. If they cannot invest in ads, then it will not fire. So even me looking at this now, I actually need to make sure that this has the life coach in there too. It doesn't. So I'm getting some conversions firing for the API here, but it's not on conversions. So there actually is going to be a mismatch. But as you can see, yeah, that's how it's going to set up. So now I'm passing that API conversion data back to Facebook as well. And then it can match up the pixel data to find better quality leads, right? So really, really important to put in there. And then I still text everybody who comes through. So we have inside of here an SMS sequence that goes out for anybody who does go through that. So they'll get text and emails from us, regardless of what they fill out. Because right now we want to get more volume. In the past, I have excluded people, only people who can invest in ads will get texted. But right now I let anybody come through who fills the form out, and our setters will qualify them and invite them to calls if we think they're a good fit. Cool, right? So that's all I got for you guys today. If you guys are looking for help on this stuff, you want help setting up your ads, you want help growing a online coaching business, consulting business, maybe you're an agency owner too, and you want to learn how to run ads, I'll have a link down below to my paid ads mini course that walks you guys through from start to finish on how to do this. You'll see the exact funnel that we've talked about today. You can go through it, you can dissect it. Yeah, and if you guys have any questions and want this stuff set up for you or set up with you, there'll be a link below as well to schedule a call with my team. On the call, we'll ask you a couple questions to see if we can help. And if we can, we're happy to share what we do and what it looks like to work with us. All right, so that's all I got for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys got any questions about any of this stuff, hit me up on Instagram. All right, peace. See y'all later.